Alright, welcome to our vlog. This is one in hopefully many vlogs to come for us. My name is Scott Cloutier. This is my wife Allison. We've been married almost 28 years now. In February we'll go over 28 years married. Our vlog name is Cloutier's Adventures in Carnivore. We'll be vlogging about our journey on the carnivore diet, as well as other things like any travel we do, which we love to do, and possibly some things about where we live here in Okinawa, Japan. If you have any questions or anything you might want to, or anything you think you might want to see here in Okinawa, just let us know, and hopefully we can film it, do a short vlog for you about it, or some other things. So my previous keto or carnivore experience, I have been on it before. We started with a keto diet. I went to a keto app. I think it's simply Stupid Keto. I downloaded it on my phone and I followed the macros as best I could. And then as I started learning more, I started changing it up a little bit. And until I was pretty comfortable with the whole keto side. I didn't change anything other than my diet, and I lost quite a bit of weight. I went from about 220 down to about 182, or no, I was under 181, so to about 180, 179, 180, somewhere in there. And then we went on a vacation a couple of years ago, and we haven't really, or I haven't really got back on personally like I wanted to do. So that's why we started to do some of this vlogging, so we can actually see the changes it will make in us.
I also wanted to add that he mentioned that we live in Okinawa, Japan. We've lived here about 7.5 years this time. My husband is an air traffic controller here, and we lived here previously twice when he was in the Marine Corps. We really love Okinawa. We might have to move this year, this summer. If we stay, I'd be happy. If we have to go, we'll see where life takes us. And as he mentioned, we were doing keto before. I was a skinny, healthy high schooler. I was an athlete. I did competition figure skating. I was always on ice skates, roller skates, bicycling, skateboard, very active, horseback. And my first wedding dress was a size 3. I was under 100 pounds, and life happened, and bad eating habits happened, and years later here I am trying to get healthy again. I have several health issues that are besides the weight loss that I want to fix with the carnivore diet. I've been on high blood pressure medicine, and thankfully that's the only medication I'm on. We did labs before we start, so that we can in 6 months go back and see our progress, see how it affects us one way or the other, good or bad. And I've done Weight Watchers, HCG diet, Atkins, all kinds of different things, and everything seems to work for a little while. But one thing I've always known, and I just don't pay, I just give up. You can't go on eating restrictive unless it's healthy restrictions. So the carnivore diet, or even the keto diet, to start with, I'll talk about that. Because Scott is going to be doing primarily carnivore, or 100% carnivore, but because I have so much to lose, and because I'm worried about something called oxalate dumping that we'll talk about probably in another video, I'm going to include a little bit of salad, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, just to slow my body pushing out the oxalate, so that I don't have the sickness that you can get from that, which could be rashes, and which I've already got some kind of weird rash that I've had for a while, so hopefully this clears it up. But also you can have heart palpitations, flu symptoms like the keto flu, which I did have the keto flu when I did ketosis. I did back in 2017. I did the ketogenic diet. We did wonderful on it. All of my pain, I didn't mention I have fibromyalgia and just or some other weird pain stuff going on. So all of my pain went away with the diet, with the ketogenic diet. And at first I hated it. I got the keto flu, got miserably ill with, it felt like the flu, aches and headache, really bad headaches, withdrawals. I think that's what it is, withdrawals from the toxins. But that only lasted a few days, and I went on to lose 60 pounds that year with the ketogenic diet. And then we went to Europe for a Christmas vacation, and we decided that we were going to take a break because who wants to go to London and not go to the pub for a pint? So we went off, and then I've never really gotten back on. I've taken a couple of times where I'll get back on, and then I'll quit. I'm a very picky eater, and so the foods that I really like, and my food groups for me would be beef, potatoes, and ketchup. That's my favorite foods. I could do without the vegetables. I went for years without them as a child. I hated vegetables, but now I like a nice salad and I like vegetables, but because of the oxalates and because of the things that we're learning about that we'll tell you more about in another video, I've just decided that that's not for me. So the main reason that we're doing these vlogs, Scott wanted to do it and I agreed because for me it's about the support system. I would like accountability. I like to have friends that are doing this, and some of them are also doing vlogs, and we hold each other accountable and encourage one another. So if you like what we're doing, please encourage us. Let us know that you like us. If you don't like it, please keep the negative thoughts to yourself. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Just do what works for you, because I'm happy with what I'm going to do, and if I decide I don't like it, then I'll change it, but nobody else is going to change my mind. And so I want to talk about what we're going to be, or why carnivore. So you?
Okay, well, why carnivore? For me, it's something that my wife brought up. Like we said, we've done it before a while ago. She brought it up and showed me a few videos. The one that really hit me was one called The Magic Pill. It followed a few different people in their keto journey, and then it showed how they changed, what medications they got off of, how much fat loss they had, things like that. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend taking a look at it. It's on YouTube. You can just search in there for The Magic Pill and take a look at that. So that was really interesting to me, that that people can live off of just a carnivore diet and get rid of all these issues that they may have. So that, and also I like meat, so I don't have any problems eating a carnivore, a very, very low carb or carnivore style diet. For me, I can eat, and I do pretty much eat while I'm on carnivore the same thing on a daily basis. I eat normally bacon, eggs, and steak. Some of the other things that I may add in there, or that I do add in, are salt, obviously, and butter, and every once in a while I like some Frank's Red Hot in my eggs. So other than that, that's pretty much all I eat. I'll eat 4 pieces of bacon and 4 eggs to break my fast, and then within another 2 to 3 hours or so after that, I'm normally having my steak. I also have started eating again the liver. So a couple of times a week, I'll open a piece of liver. It comes frozen here in 1 slice sections. So I'll open a piece of that, and while I'm frying my steak, or after I get done frying my steak, I'll fry a piece of liver and have that along with my steak. So it seems to be very easy for me, and it seems to work very well for me. Like I said before, I lost probably around 30, somewhere between 30 and 40 pounds on it. And again, I didn't change anything. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't go run. I didn't do any exercising other than just changing the food I ate. Okay.
Okay. We just got back from a trip to Vietnam. We went to Vietnam for the Christmas and New Year, and we had planned to start Carnivore when we got back on January 5th because I can't remember his name right now, but there's a doctor that promotes January as World Carnivore Month, and he does a January 30-day carnivore challenge. So we intended to join the challenge on January 4th and go through February 4th, but we came back and we were just so sick. Scott got food poisoning from some street vendor food, and I think we got the flu after he recovered from that. And so we're both still, we have a little bit of a cough, but we're pretty much over that. And so now today is Monday, January 13th, and it is our daughter Amanda's birthday. Happy birthday, Amanda. And your present is your mom and dad are going to get healthy. What a better present could you ask for so that we'll be even older when you have to change our diapers. So other reasons that we're going to do carnivore, we're just eliminating, just like in ketosis, you want to eliminate all the bad carbs like the sugar, the grains, the pastas. Those all just turn into sugar as soon as they enter your blood system. And also, again, that word oxalates, you might want to look that up after this video and see about oxalate poisoning. There's even, the vegetables that you're told all your life are healthy. They're full of oxalates because the vegetables are trying to defend themselves from being eaten. And carnivore diet along with the ketogenic diet is great for weight loss because carnivore, if you're just eating the meat, the butter, the salt, there are virtually no carbs. There's a little bit of carbs in the eggs and a little bit in some meats, but it's very low carb, so you'll be in a state of ketosis, which is proven weight loss diet or way of eating. Also, I have irritable bowel syndrome, and carnivore diet is supposed to be wonderful for your gut. It heals your gut because you're not putting those plant poisons in. You're putting healthy meat, healthy fat, and the fat is wonderful for your brain. Your brain's not made up of vegetables. Your brain is made of fat and meat. And how better to improve your brain than replace your brain cells with healthy fats, healthy meats. Also, I have a lot of weight to lose. So a lot of people who lose weight quickly or, a lot of weight have a lot of problems with loose skin in different areas of their body. The carnivore diet, along with intermittent fasting or extended fasting, it has been shown to eliminate or reduce the amount of loose skin one has. So to start with, neither of us are doing any exercise. I'm just doing walking, and I recently started doing some adaptive yoga that I can do for my body shape. And my yoga blocks just came in the mail today. I'm very excited about that. But I'm going to be doing just walking to start with. And so the skin, loose skin, is supposed to be made better, or the autophagy, that's a word I keep trying to look for. And so when you're fasting, your body goes into a state of autophagy, which it's eating your bad skin cells, your old skin cells, and your other organs. Yes, recycling. Look up that word. That's your word for today, along with the other one I can't remember. Autophagy. Look it up, and maybe we'll talk about it more as the time goes on, and we are seeing the changes in my body. Also, it reverses insulin resistance, which is great to heal or prevent diabetes. A lot of people who are diabetic are able to follow the ketogenic and carnivore diet and actually get completely off their insulin, their other diabetic medications. But if you are type 1 especially, you would definitely want to talk to a doctor, because we're not doctors. So talk to a doctor, a keto-friendly doctor that knows what they're talking about with diabetics and ketosis. Excuse me, I have to get water.
One other thing that I had kind of a oh wow moment for. She's talked a little bit about oxalates. Oxalates are a way that plants try and it's a plant's defense, so things won't eat the plants. So meat doesn't have it. Other animals, my food, meat, eats those plants and has the ability to deal with those oxalates a lot better than we as humans do. We were watching a few different things on oxalates and how they work, and that doesn't even get into the stuff they pour on our food as far as Roundup, Monsanto. Look up Monsanto. They started with, or I don't know if they started with, but they have had big issues with Agent Orange. That's the kind of stuff that Monsanto does. They're putting their Roundup on your food, and we're eating it. Another big issue with that. But when we were watching the oxalates, a few of those videos, I thought to myself that I know for a fact there are plants and berries that are poisonous to humans. If we eat them, no matter what we do to the plant, whether it's cook it or skin it or whatever the case is, if we eat certain things plant-wise or berry-wise, we will die. As far as I know, there is no such meat that if it's not prepared correctly, you can't eat as a human. So that really got me to thinking about how this diet is what now I'm on board with calling the proper human diet. And that's what a Dr. Ken Berry, I believe he coined that phrase, the proper human diet. And I believe that that's what we are supposed to be eating, is meat. If you look back in history, before the boom of all the farms and all of that stuff, we didn't have apples 24/7, 365. We didn't have bananas 365 days a year. At the very least or very most, you would get some type of berry for a few weeks out of the year when it was actually growing. But everything that we grow as far as vegetables now is pretty much man-made. Just about all of the vegetables, anything that we grow as humans, we've manipulated it so far that it's not even really what it was, 10, 15, 20,000 years ago. So that's why we decided, I guess, to restart our keto or carnivore journey, and we are going to start with the 30-day challenge starting today, January 13th, and we will be doing at least one video per week. I'd like to do more, but we'll see what happens, how well I can get it edited and up on YouTube. We will also be giving you our any kind of tips that we find and hints that we find. We watch a lot of YouTube videos that cover this. Like Allison said, we're not doctors or scientists. This isn't any kind of medical advice or any advice that you should even be taking. This is just our opinion, And this is our journey, and this is how we're doing a keto or a carnivore diet to start, and we're going to run all the way through for at least 30 days and see what happens.
And Scott had already mentioned his weight. I forgot to say I'm not telling you mine right now. After 30 days I might, and we're definitely taking pictures, before pictures and measurements, and we will weigh and measure and do pictures again at the end of the 30 days and let everyone know how we did. If you have any questions, anything you'd like us to talk about, just let us know, and we'll be happy to either point you in the direction of someone who can answer or research the information and give you our point of view on it.
One thing I didn't mention was my sickness coming off of or coming out of Vietnam was very bad. I haven't actually felt hungry in almost 3 weeks. So I have, just because of the sickness that I had, that I got in Vietnam, I have actually lost quite a bit of weight. So my starting weight, I just weighed yesterday afternoon, and I weighed 189.8. So 189.8 is where I'm starting. Like she just said, we don't have our measurements yet or any of our before and after pictures. This is, I guess, going to be good enough for my before and after picture. Will be the videos. I will probably take some, probably when we get done doing this video, we'll do our measurements and our before pictures, not after, obviously. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay, I guess we'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.